with 5 things that irritate me at poetry readings.
Yay!
And we're going the top 5. We're going Letterman style, so I'm starting with number 5. Tossing your pages out into the audience after reading. Holy fucking flying versus Batman. I got news for you. This is no longer radical. It's been done and has lost its vim. Unless you're setting pages on fire or covering them with anthrax, or you're wrapping your pages around rotten fruit and then throwing them out into the audience, it's an overdone and impotent statement. Please stop. Number 4. Apologizing before you read a poem. Wholly politically correct bipartisan Somali. I know I've done this before, and I'm going to try my best to stop. I really don't mind a simple, my apologies to Republicans. Wait, maybe that's a bad example. I used that one before, and there's usually this kind of subdued, maniacal, sarcastic giggle intermixed. I'm so sorry if you're Republican. Anyway, I don't mind a short, my apologies to Jets fans. However, I do mind, before I read this, I must make my apologies to blonde Marxist Bolivian immigrants living in the Democratic Republic of Congo who enjoy iced chai vanilla tea, because I'm about to go into great detail about how much you suck. This long apology, attempting to cover all bases, I can do without. And this also leads me to my next complaint. Having the introduction to your poem longer than the actual poem. Holy fucking filibustering. If the time ratio of your intro to poem is more than 2 to 1, you need to do some major consolidating. As a matter of fact, I don't understand how someone can be clear and concise when writing, yet somehow their brain malfunctions when they are speaking, and doesn't know when to tell them to stop talking. It's time to shut up now! We've made our point! Number 2. Including all the problems in the world in one poem. Holy, I want a why and women to the Rwandan genocide. I consider myself a somewhat intelligent person, but I really cannot wrap my mind around 35 global issues in 5 minutes. If you start your poem out with the attacks on the World Trade Center and end it with the displaced pets from Hurricane Katrina, I'm pretty sure you're going to lose me along the way. And number 1, having a problem with swearing in poetry. Holy motherfucking tight lips, I just got back from my vacation in the 1950s shitballs. When did this shit start that that poets are supposed to watch what they say? If you have a problem with people being controversial, what the fuck are you doing at a poetry reading? But really, honestly, to all of you who have a problem with swearing in poetry, I'd like to say I'm sorry to all of you motherfuckers. This is more of a definition in the poem. I had written on a board at work that somebody was feeling state workerish, and somebody came along and felt offended by that and asked what it meant, and here's my definition. State workerish. Adjective. A state that occurs when a human being collides with a government entity, causing the human being to take on characteristics of that government, such as not remembering any events where the human being is involved in any wrongdoing. Repetition of strong words implying a bold action yet void of any plans or details. And disorganized organization. Adjective. A state that denotes a lack of motivation that both state workers and non-state workers use in a humorous fashion. For example, we painted the room state workerish blue, meaning we left it the same color blue it was before. Non-state workers revel in this activity particularly, probably because their benefits suck. And last one, adjective. A state of extreme agitation or lunacy where a human being feels an extreme sense of injustice which provokes insane and or violent acts. For example, the angry, vindictive employee went all state workerish. Or, the woman was feeling state workerish, so she checked herself into the hospital. Or, the man was feeling state workerish, so he started to believe he could heal the sick by touching them with his death staple. I'm going to read an old one. It's called Birthmark. It's a birthmark, she says, about the scar starting just below the ear, running to the middle of her neck. The mark of the point of departure, the proof of purchase permanently embossed on the skin till the journey ends. Before this mark came to full form, I was unwhole, floating in poisonous fluids, dependent on breath and blood of another, sustained on the sucking of bad tempers through a frayed but tight umbilical cord, punching the walls of a 2-bedroom womb, waiting for a heroic C-section that never came. Defying nature and nurture, my birth came about. There is always death in birth, the extra slicing and dicing necessary to avoid tearing. There are a lot of things in her life she'll rant up and down about the unfairness of it all. Shit jobs, bills, government. But if you ask her about that scar, she'll say there's no right or wrong in birth and death. She'll say it's a birthmark. Don't we all have them? Somebody had read a poem about the mental exam, and this is kind of being on the other side of it. It's called E2. E2 is the lock ward at Albany Med. Just so you all know. And it's called E2. E2 introduction. Do you have anything to declare before you cross the black and white border into gray? Foods, drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, lighters, shoestrings, belts, glass, pride. E2 before 3 and after 8. Family, friends, co-workers, well-wishers, Save Your Soul chapel staff may visit, may not. Those who may not, their presence will loom in these halls larger than those few brave and naive who may. Asexual E2, not a hormone up or down. Hands or lips will touch and slide, but don't confuse flesh with feeling. This is where true love could earn a new name. Lovers and likers could learn a thing about too from E2. Walk-off ward E3, only a little better than E2, because I still check my head 50 times a day, like my deadbolt on nights where I've been watching too much true crime TV. Now and then the big metal door used to lock that lock. Sometimes I miss E2. E2 exemption. Ha! There are lawyers and doctors and secretaries and cashiers and drug dealers and teachers and gas station attendants and poets and painters who think they couldn't possibly grace the sterile stages of E2. But E2's coming to get you, and your little dog too. If it doesn't sweep you off your feet somewhere into the eye of the rainbow, you'll watch auntie, uncle, mama, papa, or some poor unsuspecting neighbor be sucked out of a supposedly solid basement. My dearest E2, I waited by the phone for a long time for you to call me again. Apologize, beg for me back. Happened once for a one-night stand. You gave me a couple of Ativan, and I watched your cute, greasy form affectionately wave goodbye. I wait no more, but I will not deny it could happen again. Otherwise, I'd be crazy.